via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. Is spiritual transformation possible by being total in any action? Is spiritual transformation possible by being total in any action? Yes, it is possible. The same thing becomes the door for you to come out of the existing situation and enter the new realm. I was speaking on desire. If you can be alert when desire is arising and through the entire process, that can lead you to nirvana, transcendence. If you are alert, you know, you understand the nature of the desire, you know desire is misery, and when you have searched every nook and corner of desiring, suddenly you will stop. You can take a simple example. You look at a vehicle. A desire arises when you see a new model. You want to get it. This is a desire. And you are looking into the every nook and corner of it. Then you will find the desiring will stop. Either you will get that item, or the desire will completely stop. Because you are able to analyze every nook and corner of desiring. And this is very important. The man exists only in this moment. You cannot exist other than this moment. And this is real. You are never happy about it. So you are happy in your dreams for the future about this and that. So desiring is the process of the future. So you will have to come back, because dreams cannot lead you anywhere. They can only lead you to misery and frustration. You are expecting this to happen tomorrow, but this very moment it is not. So you are expecting, hoping, desiring for it to happen in future tomorrow. And you cannot, seeing Buddha, you cannot imitate the Buddha's eyes are tranquil, peaceful. There is no lust, there is no desiring. You cannot imitate. You have to pass through your own sufferings. Suffering is the only path. It purifies you, it makes you alert, it makes you aware. If you have desires, if you become aware and alert about the desire, the more aware you are, the more you will be less filled with desires. If you are totally aware, in that moment desires will not happen. Even if it happens, you will be able to analyze and clear it. Meditation means nothing else but total awareness. And in the same way, when you have total awareness, spiritual transformation is possible. Total awareness means you are totally in any action, whatsoever the action is. And by being total means you are aware, you are alert. And then any action, anger, hatred, violence, sex, anything can become the door for you to come out and be spiritually transformed. I had given you the example of Nagarjuna. A thief came to him because he had a gold bowl studded with diamonds and precious jewels. So Nagarjuna, realizing this, the thief is coming for that, there wasn't anything else. He threw the bowl out on the street. This was a strange, and thief could not believe it. So he asks him that I am a thief. How can I be your disciple? I do not want to leave stealing. That is my profession. Nagarjuna said, I will not ask you. You can continue doing what you want, but at the same time you can be the disciple. But there is one condition. When you are going to thief, you are making a hole in the wall, or you are opening the treasure, the vault or anything, be aware. When the treasure box is open, you see the jewels, money and everything in front of you, be aware. So awareness is the key for being total in anything. Be total, and you do not need to come to me before 3 weeks. But after a few days he came back and he said, you tricked me. You said that I don't need to leave my profession of thieving, but you tricked me. You told me to be aware. When I am aware, I cannot thieve. So this is awareness, means being totally into it. You can be totally transformed through anger, through hatred, through violence, through sex. And there is no other way, because this is your resting place. This is what you are. You are living within the four walls, which is violence, which is anger, which is greed, which is passion. From where your journey has to start, only from that point where you are. Suppose I visit your city. So I am staying at one place. There are seekers who are living in different parts of the city. They want to come. Where will they start their journey? They will start their journey wherever they are. So the master is the center of awareness. You have to reach to the center of awareness, but you have to start your journey wherever you are. You are living on this street, someone is staying in the north next one is staying in the south, someone is staying in central. So these are the areas where an individual is staying. Anger is an area where you are staying, where you dwell, because your whole personality, your whole being is anger oriented. So you have to start, your journey has to begin from that center, that point alone, nowhere else. You are living in south, you cannot start your journey from north. Even if you want to do, first you have to come from south to north, and then you have to start your journey to south. So everyone has to start his journey from where he is. You have to know what is your essential nature. If it is greed oriented, if it is anger oriented, if it is passion oriented, if it is greed oriented, first you have to discover this. From where you exist, only from that point, from that state, your journey begins. So the master first of all analyzes this. This is what is the basic principle. When you have to go for a medical treatment, the doctor analyzes you, the physician, what is your basic problem. In homeopathic, they do not treat the symptoms, they treat the cause. And in allopathic medicine, which is symptom oriented, we look at the symptoms and start treating the symptoms. So if the spiritual physician, the master, sees your root cause is anger, the root cause always remains the sexual not fulfillment. If you are not fulfilled at that level, anger can come in, frustration can come in. Greed is a different matter. So what should be treated? Should we treat the anger or your desire for passion? You are based in the desire for sex. Your journey has to begin from there. That is the root cause. That has to be handled. And if the focus remains on that, anger will vanish. All the symptoms that arises on the surface, slowly and slowly they will begin to disappear. The basic cause of anger is the not getting fulfilled sexually. So you have to look into, and then it may happen for some other reasons. For instance, if with one person you are not getting the sexual satisfaction, so anything that he or she does, that will bring anger in you. So you are looking at the anger, you are looking at the immediate cause. The immediate cause is you have asked your spouse to do something and that did not do. The frustration, the anger will surface. If there was a total fulfillment at the level of sex, then anger will not arise for every little thing. And sometimes you notice the anger that comes in, it is not called for. It is just the unwanted at that moment. So unless you look at the root cause, you cannot solve the problem. And transformation means the working on the root cause. And if you are alert about this, if you know that this is the cause of frustration in my life, this is the cause of anger, this is the cause of all this. Once the satiation happens at that level, then anger will not matter. Even if it earlier on, when there was a sexual starvation and not fulfillment, anger will come and linger on for a long period of time. Now, once that has happened, you have experienced a fulfillment at that level, then anger will be just like a passing cloud. It will come and vanish. And then the gap between the two states of anger will widen. And a moment will come through awareness that even that will vanish. And then you can use anger like Raman uses to correct something, like mother uses the anger, the psychology of anger to correct his infant child. From where you exist, only from that point your journey has to begin. I will not tell you to create first non-greed against your greed. I will tell you to be greedy but be total into it. Be into sex but totally. But with a fully alert mind. What Nagarjuna told the thief, he did not tell him to stop thieving, only then you can be my disciple. There are people who are around me. They will experience this on their own, that they have not been asked to forget this or skip this, only then you can be. The master accepts you as you are, just as the doctor accepts the patient as he is, whatever his condition is. From that condition he starts the treatment. Sometimes out of your ignorance your condition becomes critical. You do not feel comfortable in explaining certain things. Like for instance in a traditional society where a female person will not want a male gynecologist for her gynecological problems. And suppose if there is no female gynecologist so her situation will aggravate. So you have to understand, whatever be your problem, you have to explain this is the cause, and then whatever solution is being given to you, that will be for your betterment, so that you become alert into it. And when you will pass through it, and you always think that someone else will do it, no one else can pass for you, there is no proxy is possible. You are sick, you cannot send your spouse or son to do the treatment. The medicine the person can go and get for you, but the testing you have to do. The treatment has to begin for you. You are hungry, you have to eat. I can provide you the food. If you are not well, there is any kind of ailment, as a physician I can test you, prescribe you the medicine, prescribe you the pattern, but you have to do that. So Christians go on thinking that through Jesus there is salvation. It is said Jesus died on the cross for the sins of, for your sins. So you do not have to do. If I have eaten food, there is a gala party, a very wide menu is there. Can it be possible? Can it be possible that you are there, you remain sitting down in the visitors gallery, and only I eat, and by my eating will you be satisfied? Will your hunger will satiate? No, it cannot happen. You have to walk on your own feet. Christians erroneously go on thinking that through Jesus there is salvation. It has happened, it has not yet happened. The world remains the same. 2,000 years have passed since Jesus was crucified. And we go on hoping that someday that someone else will suffer and we will attain to the state of blissfulness. No, everyone has to carry his own cross on his shoulders. Jesus gave the example, and when he was innocent, he did not. As a human being, he complained. He shows the two aspects. When he was carrying his cross and he was being hanged, he said, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" This is a very important statement of Jesus. This is the complaint of the human mind. As a human mind, each one of you can complain. But the difference between why Jesus became Christ and you remain what you are. Jesus became Christ the moment he said, "Let thy will prevail." The moment he said, "Let thy will prevail," not my will, Jesus became Christ. Nanak says, "Jo tudh bhave sai bhalikar," whatsoever appeals to you, that is auspicious. Jesus went through the suffering of being hanged on the cross, and you consider your suffering to be the unbearable, indescribable. Can you imagine Jesus being on cross? And when Jesus went on cross, it's not that he died for you. He showed you a way through his own life. Every awakened one shows a way through his own life. Buddha did that. Buddha went through rigorous process until he attained awakening. But that does not mean talking about Buddha, talking about Jesus, praising him, chanting the mantras, you will attain to salvation. No, it will not happen. Everyone will have to carry his cross on his own shoulders. But we go on hoping that someone else will suffer and we will reach to bliss. Is it wisdom or is it ignorance? I gave you the example. Someone is making love. Can his love making fulfill your desire for love making? Can somebody's eating the feast will satiate you in any way. This we understand. But when it comes to religious conditioning, there is conditioning. We think by talking about Buddha, by talking about Jesus, by chanting Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, or using the Psalms of Bible, we will not have to go through that process because Jesus died for our sins. No. He showed you the way, and that is the most important message of being on cross, that every individual has to carry his own cross on his shoulders, have to be hanged, has to undergo the problem, and only then he can become Christ. Jesus was crucified. He reached the goal. You cannot reach. You will have to pass through that crucifixion yourself. And this is crucifixion, that anger is there. So you have to pass through anger. It's not like these are the metaphor. It's not that you have to carry your cross just like Jesus carried. Anger is your cross. You have to willingly, joyfully accept it, accept the cross, and be hanged on it. And then you will come out of that and be resurrected. You will be transformed. You will be Christ. If passion is your way, is your basic cause, you have to carry the cross of passion. Suffering, or with awareness, there is no suffering. There is fulfillment comes in. You are going through that state, totally aware, going through every, just as I said, you are going through every nook and corner of desiring. You are going every nook and corner of anger. You are going every nook and corner of your passion, your greed. Then you can attain to the state of being Christ. And anger, this is crucifixion. That anger is there, violence is there, greed is there, jealousy is there, passion is there, lust is there. What are you doing with these things? What are you doing? Someone has opened an institute, anger management, how to manage anger. So can that help? Some of you would have attended those sessions, paid big set of money. Anger management. Did your anger manage? Did your anger remove? No. Did your anger vanish? The society teaches to create the antipole. Antipole, greed is there, so suppress it and become non-greedy. If you have the habit of passion, the society teaches you, be celibate. Do not focus on passion. Nagarjuna said, he could say that everybody told the person that you have to stop stealing first. Only then you can be my disciple. I can initiate you. But Nagarjuna said there is no condition for initiating you. You can be my disciple as you are. You can continue to thief. Now, if it will happen now, the society will tell you what kind of disciples she has, what kind of master he has. But nobody says about the doctor. What kind of people are visiting in the doctor's office? See, if you go to the doctor's office for 1 week, the type of patients coming in, someone is unable to walk, next one have another problem. All the people with their own problems, they visit the doctor's office. Doctor never says, first be healthy, then visit me? Does he say? So how can a master who is a physician of inner can say, first be transformed, then come to me? Then what is the purpose of being doctor? You are being trained to treat a patient. His disease you have to remove. He is undergoing a process. You have to work on his disease so that he can be healthy. The master has to work on your inner problem so that you can be transformed. This is transformation. What doctor is doing? Helping you to come out of your disease pattern so that you could be transformed, and the health is transformation. Health is transformation. So what the master says, as you are accepted totally. And then slowly and slowly you will start coming out and you will experience that. And some of you will have this experience. The society teaches you to create the antipole. Greed is there, be non-greedy first. Anger is there, suppress it. Don't be angry. It is said, don't be angry. Anger is not good. Push the energy back and smile. Most of the times our smile is fake. We are not smiling really. What happens? Anger goes on being accumulated within, and then any situation which does not call for anger to that extent explodes, like a volcano has exploded. Volcano is constantly undergoing the process, any moment can explode. So anger, passion, lust, greed are the volcano in each one of us. They are constantly active, like you know, active volcano. So I have heard in Indonesia, probably in one of the islands, Jakarta, there is an active volcano, very, very active. At the entrance of that, a big statue of the elephant head Indian god Ganesh. And it is the belief of the people there, as long as Ganesh is there, the volcano cannot harm anyone. And it has happened. The volcano is active, but it does not harm anyone. So Ganesh is considered to be the destroyer of problems. And it is also said, when at a time the economy of Indonesia was in doldrums, was in a bad shape, so the financial experts said that let there be image of Ganesh on the currency note. So they bring out a 20,000 rupee bill. On that they put the image of Ganesh. And since then the economy of Indonesia improved. And Indonesia is the largest population of Muslims are. They say Hinduism or Sanatan is my culture. Islam is my religion. They are two things. We were basically born as Sanatan, Hindus, but our religion is Islam. So you are not to create the master. If he says to create, first create the antipole, then consider that he is not going to help you. If he says to suppress the anger, he is not going to help you in any matter. Push the energy back and smile. What happens? Anger goes on being accumulated within like an active volcano, and you go on becoming more and more angry, because the more energy is accumulated within, as anger is suppressed, as passion is suppressed, as greed is suppressed, then It becomes your unconscious reservoir, a volcano, and against this anger, you go on smiling. So the volcano is totally active every moment. Any situation, you look at it most of the time when you get angry, a little situation which does not call for that, the volcano erupts, anger comes in. I had given you an example. You have asked your spouse for something, that when you are coming from the work, buy this thing. Or you have told your spouse that I will be coming, the two friends will be visiting this afternoon with me. So prepare, make some arrangement for having a tea for them. But if the person forgets, then volcano erupts. Introspect if it does not happen. That smile becomes false, because while anger is knocking within, how can you smile? You can smile, but then it will be just false. So you are divided into two things: false smile and real anger. On the surface, you are pretending that you are celibate, but deep down, the passion is erupting. But you are waiting for the right opportunity for this volcano to erupt. So we will continue this in the next session, but tomorrow, for some reason, we will have to, the tomorrow session is preempted. So we will not have tomorrow session, and coming Saturday we will have the session. So until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.